Remember 2019? It felt like the future had finally arrived in our living rooms. Cable TV was on its last legs, and a new hero had emerged: Netflix. For one simple monthly fee, we had a universe of entertainment. No ads, no contracts, just endless shows and movies. It was the golden age of streaming, and we were told that piracy, the big bad wolf of the 2000s, was finally dead. But that victory, that promise of convenience and value, was built on a very fragile pact. In just a few short years, the giants of streaming, blinded by corporate greed, didn't just break that pact, they obliterated it. And in doing so, they accidentally resurrected the very monster they swore they had defeated. This is the story of the great streaming betrayal. It all started with competition. Disney, Warner Brothers, Apple. They all saw Netflix's success and wanted a slice. Disney Plus, HBO Max, Peacock. Suddenly, new services were everywhere. More choice sounds good, right? Wrong. What it actually created was the great splintering of content. The massive library we loved was carved up and locked behind a dozen different paywalls. Want to watch Friends? You need Max. The Office? Held hostage by Peacock. The entire Marvel universe? Gone from Netflix, now exclusively on Disney Plus. The dream of one-stop-shop entertainment was over. We were back to the exact thing we hated about cable, juggling multiple expensive packages just to watch our favorite shows. And believe me, that was only the beginning of the nightmare. For years, the motto in Hollywood and Silicon Valley was, growth at all costs. Just get subscribers, who cares about the price? But then, around 2022, Wall Street changed its tune. The new magic word was profitability, and that's when they started to squeeze us. First came the price hikes. A little here, a little there, and then, bam! That standard Netflix plan went from about $13 to over $15. The Disney Plus ad-free plan. It launched at a crazy cheap $7. A few years later, it had jumped over 129% to nearly $16. Hulu, Max, Paramount Plus. They all jacked up their prices. Then, they brought back the one thing we all fled cable to escape: commercials. Suddenly, that premium, uninterrupted experience we were paying for was gone. If you wanted it back, you had to pay even more. We were paying more money for a worse experience, with our shows constantly interrupted by ads. But the final insult, the move that truly broke everyone's trust, came from the company that started it all. Remember in 2017 when Netflix tweeted, "Love is sharing a password"? They celebrated it. By 2023, that love cost you an extra $8 a month. The very thing they encouraged was now labeled as theft. It was a slap in the face. College kids were kicked off their family plans. People were being treated like criminals for sharing with their parents. The message was loud and clear. We don't care about you. We only care about our stock price. The streaming giants thought we were trapped. They thought we had no other choice. They were catastrophically wrong. While executives were patting themselves on the back, a quiet, global rebellion was brewing in the digital shadows. What happened next was one of the largest digital migrations in modern history. In 2024 alone, piracy websites saw an estimated 216 billion visits. That's not a small trend, it's an earthquake. In a wealthy country like Sweden, a full quarter of the entire population now pirates content. And it's not just movies. Manga piracy exploded by over 300% in just 5 years. Today, a staggering 24% of all internet bandwidth in North America and Europe is used for piracy. But this isn't your old-school, clunky piracy. 80% of it is now streaming-based. People are using sleek, sophisticated websites that look and feel just like Netflix, only better. They have one search bar that finds everything. There are no regional lockouts. The content never disappears. The interface is clean, fast, and often has fewer ads than the paid services we're running from. And the proof is in the pudding. Look at the most pirated shows of the last year. House of the Dragon from Max, Fallout from Prime Video, Shogun from Hulu, Silo from Apple TV+. People aren't pirating because the shows are bad. They're pirating because the legal way to watch them has become an absolute pain. The financial fallout from this corporate arrogance has been nothing short of an economic apocalypse. The streaming industry is on track to lose a mind-boggling $113 billion to piracy by 2027. To put that into perspective, that's more than the entire GDP of Morocco. It's enough money to fund NASA for 4 years straight, and the damage is already here. In late 2023, Disney's streaming division lost nearly $400 million in a single quarter. Warner Bros. Discovery has posted multi-billion-dollar losses. Their stock prices tank every time a new report shows that their subscriber growth has stalled. Can you just imagine the emergency board meetings? Executives in $1,000 suits, staring at charts dripping with red ink, trying to explain to furious investors how their genius price-gouging strategy somehow drove millions of paying customers to illegal sites. One industry analyst basically admitted they have no idea how to fix the mess they created. And this isn't just about numbers on a spreadsheet. The piracy boom is estimated to cost over 70,000 American jobs every single year. These are the careers of writers, artists, editors, and crew members, all erased because the industry decided to wage a war on its own customers. You can't help but think of the Titanic. An industry so convinced it was unsinkable, so drunk on its own success, that it steered directly into the iceberg of customer outrage. The lesson here is simple. Something they should have learned in Business 101. Convenience and value will always win. When the legal option becomes overpriced, inconvenient, and disrespectful, the market will always find an alternative. By chasing short-term profits, they didn't just lose customers, they actively created their own competition. The streaming wars are over, and the customers won. And their weapon of choice was the very piracy that streaming was supposed to have killed forever. So what about you? Which streaming services have you canceled? What was the final straw that pushed you away? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. If you found this story interesting, do us a favor and hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of business. And if you think this streaming disaster was wild, wait until you see our next video, where we expose how the fast fashion industry is creating a hidden debt crisis for an entire generation. Click here to watch it now.